What's up, Internet? Big J with Big J's Extreme Fitness, still here in Mississippi, training at the Starkville Athletic Club with a personal trainer and bikini competitor, Alissandra. Her information will be in the description box. Her and a few other chaps were hanging out, getting ready to work out when I pulled in here today, and they said, Big J, let's train. I said, let's do it. So there was a lot of other guys doing back, and not back, but shoulders and chest and arms and whatnot. So I just trained with Alissandra. We had a great workout. It was back day for both of us, and here's our high volume back training session. Now, you guys that are scared of doing all this high volume, check it out. It's not bad for you, I promise. I've been doing it for almost 30 years, and I tell you, I go back and forth from heavy duty training with just a couple of exercises to extremely high volume training with medium to medium heavy exercises. And today we did both. We did lots of intensity, we did high reps, we did heavy weight, we did several exercises, and I really enjoyed it. Got a great pump in today. Training with Alissandra, being that she is, getting ready for bikini competitions versus me just being an old fat guy trying to get a workout in while I'm on the road, we meshed extremely well. Now, of course, if we were deadlifting or bench pressing or shoulder pressing with free weights, there would have to be a bigger break in between by taking weights off or putting weights on. But still, do not think that you cannot work out with somebody that's twice your strength or half your strength, just as long as the intensity is up. Now, you can utilize extreme intensity by pulling 20 pounds on the stack, or you can throw the entire stack on there like I do and knock out 10, 15, even 20 reps, get out of the way and change the weight. Let the other person get on there with 50 pounds and get crazy with their weight. So, again, I try to do the best I can to work out with
them. My man's tearing the shoulders up over here. I'll put
his...
I'm going to put your information in the description box. Be sure you swing by his channel until Big J section.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Right on, brother.
Mr. White's information is in the description box as well. Check him out. So I'm going to quit running my mouth and tell you guys what we did. We actually started out with some wide grip lat pull downs for a couple of sets of 20, did some rotations. I'll do another video on how to rotate your lats and your spine and get it stretched out while you're doing your warm-ups, okay? Then we moved on to the close grip lat pull down, which is really good exercise for building width in those lats and depth and thickness in your back. Then, of course, we moved to the seated wide grip lat row, one of my favorite exercises for traps, rear delts, lats, the entire back. It's a great exercise. So we did tons of exercise, or not exercises, but sets with that. And we moved down to the bent over dumbbell row, which is where we're at now. And she told me, nope, I've never done this much weight. And I told her, well, you're going to do it because you're training with Big J. And we adjusted her stance. Now, that's the stance that I've utilized since I've worked out with Branch Warren and Ronnie and all those guys at Metroflex Gym. Instead of putting your hand on a bench and focusing more on being flat, of course, there's flat here. If you see that I've got my elbow on my knee there, like a three-point stance, you can adjust it, put your hand there. But I'm really opposed to putting a knee on a bench and putting a hand on a bench or leaning up against a barbell rack. I really think, and then of course, watch this real quick, I'm changing the subject. You see where my elbow's not fully extending? That's the problem that I have. I have to have another surgery to correct that, but look at my lat, how I'm fully extending that lat to get a good stretch, and then of course flexing it on the way up. And here she is again. We're finishing up some squeeze, pause reps, staying down at the bottom for a while, relaxing the muscle, and then exploding, firing that central nervous system, squeezing at the top. Again, a slow descent. That's the way I do a whole lot of my exercises. I'll pause for a second, explode up, squeeze a repetition, whether I'm pushing it, pulling it, squeezing it, and then, just a little bit slower of a descent. And that has kept me at close to 50 years old, the same size that I've been for the last 20 years. Of course, I do change it up. There's times where I do explosive reps continually, half reps, no pauses, heavyweight, lightweight. But again, do not try to limit yourself to a certain style of exercises for so long that your body gets accustomed to it within a couple of days. So the bottom line is make sure that you change it up, you use good form, you're stretching, you're squeezing, and pulling, etc. Breathing is a very important technique as well. Going on from the bent over rows on the Smith machine, which is a great stability exercise. There's a lot more injuries that I've incurred, and I'm saying injuries, pulls or strains by using a free weight bar doing the bent over pin lay rows, or we were just basically doing like bent over rows, not necessarily fully stretching at the bottom. But that Smith machine, well, I love it. So did our rows, moved on to the upright trap rows, and it really works the rear delts more than you know. So you're working your rear delts, your traps, your teres minor, you know, all the upper back muscles. Of course, you're going to squeeze your glutes and your low back, you know, the erectors. So there's just tons of muscles that are worked on a specific exercise. Make sure that you're breathing properly, that you're flexing, and not necessarily just flexing, but holding your core tight, keeping the body stable. That way you prevent yourself from getting injured. So last two exercises, I know that we've done a lot. I was really enjoying this series here. I hadn't had a good back workout in a long time, but we supersetted the seated row machine press or machine row with the rear delts, and we went back and forth for a couple sets of 20 there. There she is. I'm making fun of her because she's so short, but she's an awesome girl. Check her out. Her information's in the description box. I think she's going to the Dallas Europa. Don't hold me to that, but you need to go to her Instagram, tell her Big J sent you, and let her know that you guys will see her and all the other crazy people at the Dallas Europa Super Show. There's a picture of us there right before we started working out. That's right after we were almost done. And then there's right there on the seated row. Really had a good time. Till next time. Oh, almost forgot. I will see you guys in Canada. I'm actually deploying in a couple of days, but I'll be up there before you know it. Intensity Rules, train hardcore. We'll see you guys in Canada.